Screw it. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, it's me, 134, back in another video, and today, let's just talk about this. Sorry if I'm sounding a little, what's the word? Uninterested? Little discontent? I don't know. I'm not really feeling angry, but here, let me just give you some context. So, Saturday, last week, I did a reaction video. Basically, it was MadPat, obviously, or, the game theorists. They did a video about FNAF. And, well, you guys already know my reactions to it. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my channel. You'll see that I reacted to the two parts of the theory, as well as there's going to be a link in the description for the video itself to give you some context. So, I'm bringing over my chair. I'm about to sit down because this is going to be a long talk. Okay, let's just talk about it. Firstly, I want to get this off my chest. In no way, shape, or form is this video trying to motivate people to start harassing, or is this a video basically mocking MadPat. I just want to set the record straight. This is not a video trying to motivate you guys to hate on MadPat, okay? Okay, I respected this man so much that I guess in some ways he's like my idol. Yeah, there I said it. MadPat's my idol. Why do you think I have 3 channels? He had 3 channels. Well, 4, but but I accidentally, I started running those 3 channels by myself, while I just realized that the game theorists had a whole team, so yeah, I probably should have done a little more research on that one. Anyways, so basically to give you some context on what it is, or if you chose not to react to my video or check the description for the video MadPat did, basically it all goes to this. Basically, in Help Wanted, the first story on Haps, it's about a game developer, and basically saying, and he was making 4 games of the Fazbear name. MadPat uses that context to basically saying that, hey, you remember FNAF 1 to 4? Yeah, those games are not canon. Therefore, all those findings in those games are not canon to the lore. Well, not in the way you think. He does go by saying that the missing children could have happened, but the specific number of it's never canon because we never see it in the games. Basically, what we don't see in the games, it could just rule out as being, it doesn't matter. The game is a game, so therefore we don't know. Basically calling into questions the number of, it's basically like that. It's basically questioning the canonicity of how many children have fallen, the canonicity of the crying child, because the crying child was in FNAF 4, and MadPat basically said that crying child could have not existed, which could pave the way to maybe we find a 3rd Afton child. Maybe someone like Vanessa. Or maybe the animatronics were not possessed at all, but for some strange reason they feel like, yeah, the grown-ups gotta go. And even the questioning the existence of Golden Freddy. Ooh boy, that was a video. You can see why the first part was titled, "This Theory is Making Me Lose My Mind." And I could tell that FNAF has taken a toll on my boy. Now, I will say this. I will say with all due respects to MatPat, okay? So let it be strict. I have respect on MatPat, guys, alright? But I don't know. I feel like this is the theory that I'm not so liking of MatPat. I mean, I know MatPat has done a lot of videos, some mostly getting hate, and that just doesn't just include the gaming channel. They also include the film theorists and food theorists. Kinda. I don't know. But I don't know if I like this. Okay, but let me try and give some credibility. I guess in some sort of way for Vanessa to be the secret Afton, I wouldn't really be upset about it, to be honest. I really wouldn't really be upset. Like, it makes interesting sense. Well, somewhat interesting. Does it question how? Because we only ever seen, like, 3 Afton kids? Yes, but I mean, like, I guess if the game is going to continue bringing Afton from alive, we might as well flesh out the entire Afton backstory. Since we all know the Afton family ain't going to leave our screens for the foreseeable future. So, Vanessa being a secret Afton, it does do some things. Not particularly earth-shattering. Maybe it could, with Vanessa Afton being a thing, I guess you could make a story where William's wife was not dead. And that she just took the child away. And that's what making William go crazy. Basically making William, if I can't have this child, then no one deserves their child. And I mean, like, I guess? Question mark? And I mean, like, sure, I mean, in some ways you... And don't get me wrong, like, Help Wanted, the first story, was interesting to say the least. It's very interesting, it's a good story. But I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that just because a game developer being the first story, which is Help Wanted, is telling all the 4 games that was made by the developer was fake, I don't think that it translates well to the book. I mean, to the video games, because everyone, and I'm talking about everyone who's a diehard FNAF fan or a theorist or someone who's just trying to figure out the timeline so they can move on. I'm pretty sure lots of people understand that eliminating, like, the first 4 games will just throw everything in jeopardy. Just sending everyone to catastrophe. And I mean, like, I'm not denying the findings of MatPat in no way, shape, or form. I do believe that this theory took some time. MatPat put some blood, sweat, and tears in this video. And I say that not because... I don't say that to every other video of MatPat creating. But I know that this is taking a lot. FNAF is becoming so confusing that even the FNAF guy himself... Sorry, the FNAF theorist guy himself is losing his mind. I've seen MatPat. I get that feeling. But I just don't know. Like, I don't think I kind of like the idea of the FNAF, the first 4 games not being canon. Golden Freddy has always been an essential to the lore. That just saying that he didn't exist at all, just like, what? Then I'm sorry. Then where is Cassidy then if Golden Freddy isn't alive? Like, where is she going to inhabit? Same with Crying Child, may he be alive or not. Where is he going to be at? I mean, granted, they could just share Freddy's body. I mean, I guess. But, I mean, like, maybe they just like bears. But, I mean, like, then that means there would technically be 3 bears in there, because there's also that child who possesses Freddy. Not sure what his name is, but I'm pretty sure someone would know. Same thing goes with Golden Freddy, to be honest. Like, and I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I do see that there's still some possibilities in this theory. And I feel like to some people, they can somewhat make this theory into some interesting story. And I get that. But also throwing in the crying child as a, you know, a, a person who did not exist? It's like, okay, then who was that child that Michael Afton just fed to Fredbear? If you mean to tell me that all those 4 games, including the Atari minigames in there, never happened, then that's technically chopping off a fourth, maybe half of the lore. Because I don't know, man. Like, I legit don't know. Because that would just leave confusion and all that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm not trying to discredit MatPat, but this is just a theory that I don't like. I mean, this was like off the walls type of it, but you know, it's interesting to say the least. I'll say that it's interesting to say the least. But it could be interesting that we never heard of the game developer ever since. I don't think ever since Security Breach or heck even Special Delivery. So I feel like this story was somewhat telling the tale of Scott Coffin, because you know Scott Coffin made the 4 games, though were supposed to be only 4 games before it got too popular to the point that they had to make a 5th and then a 6th, then a 7th, and you know to today. But at the same time, it's kind of telling us what happened to that developer once, you know, how to say this lightly, how to release the rogue indie developer now that his usefulness has come to an end. I do feel like that, to be honest. FNAF is really like breaking my mind right now. It really is breaking my mind right now. I don't know how I'm supposed to go through this. I guess that's the end of the video, guys. I'm just gonna lay down in bed and try and think this through, cause oh boy, I don't. Catch you guys in the next one. Subscribe.